Hello everyone, Warangel here, and welcome back to Warhammer 2. Now today's episode should have come out yesterday, but I had an online course I had to do after work, and I didn't have time afterwards to record. But it's okay, it's one of those things, and we're recording today instead. But, as a quick recap, and in any case, last episode, we were able to take the city of Crusader and the minor settlement of Anarch away from the Ragnaros Tribe. Now, in particular, Crusader was a great place to get, because if we click on it and go to our building browser, once we upgrade the settlement itself to a tier 5, we can build the Crypt of Abdul Ben Rashid, which means that we can start recruiting necromancers and have a whole bunch of bonuses to do with vampiric corruption. Now, I don't know if it's going to be quite worth it just to get our hands on necromancers, but it seems like a cool idea to get, undead necromancers for a mortal army. And it's very fitting as well for the Arabians to get. So I would like to try and eventually upgrade Crusader so we can recruit it, as well as get our hands on things like the Lost City of Bronze excavation. We've got the Ivory Palace right here for war elephants. So all in all, I think there's a few landmark buildings I do want to get my hands on, I will be honest. But we were able to take the settlement anyway, as well as Anarch, and if left things with us in position to go after the town of Bagar. Now you can see in front of us, it's going to be a bit of a tough fight. We have, if we click here, an army led by Nashwak Backbiter with a few units, at least one unit of big guns. Okay. We got stationed in the settlement itself, Nogdrod and an 18 stack. Now I don't know what he's got, but I wonder if it's going to be a lot of Savage Orcs looking at what these are, but we'll have to wait and see. We got Sour, a Night Goblin war boss. Okay. And if I remember right, the city itself was garrisoned, wasn't it? Yeah, this is it. Savage Guard Post. So if we click on here, you can see they've got quite a few units, including Boar Riders and Big Guns and things like that. So this might be a tough fight. Well, it will be. But the thing is, even though they do have a tier 3 settlement, and they do have what looks like it'd be a tier 3 guard post, the post itself doesn't give them walls. So what I'm thinking in this situation is to just march in, attack the settlement itself. And don't forget, we have Lightning Strike with Sultan Jaffar. So we'll be able to just march in, we'll not have to deal with the reinforcements. We can smash then hopefully the garrison and the army inside. And then we can go after the other two eventually. So let's give it a go. Although, hang on. We do have Barber here, don't we? Let's see. Let's ask him to go out to Nogdrod a minute. Okay. 21%? Really? Oh, hang on. Did I not... Ah, yeah, I did. So I got him, didn't I, to go after a enemy hero? So he's exhausted because of it, which is fair enough. What I'm going to do with you then, Barber, is I'm going to get you to head over towards Carrick Orand here. Now, once we hopefully take Bagar, this is going to be the last remaining settlement for the top knots. So, getting someone over here just to scout things out, see if they've got any armies waiting around in the fog of war, is going to be useful. So he can go off and do that. And then Jaffar can go after Bagar itself. Now, we want to definitely go after the settlement itself. So there we go. And let's see what the battle's going to look like for us. Right. Yeah, loads and loads of Savage Orcs there. The garrison to deal with. That's a lot of big guns. And of course, Sour by himself. Is that Sour making that noise? It is. Oh, Christ. I do find the raiding armies annoying in this game, just for the fact that they just sit there going, ah, wow, all the time. Anyway, let's hit Lightning Strike. Oh my god. Wait a minute. Wait. Obviously, I'm not worried about Sour. I doubt he's the one who's affecting the balance of power that much. But the Orc Big Guns, really? Those 6 units seem to be enough to really put the odds in my favour in this fight, despite what we're facing with the army. Wow. Well, you know what? Let's just auto-resolve it then. We might as well take advantage of the balance bar in that case. We did take quite a few casualties, but look at that. 3,342 orcs. Yeah, I'll quite happily lose 463 men if it means we kill that many orcs. The AI in that case might have done a better fight than I would have. Right, anyway, we will take and occupy the settlements. Right, Nashvak's gone there. Now, let's have a look at our men. Thank you. Okay. The pit fighters are worst injured units. 3 turns. Don't forget, we have quite a high level of replenishment thanks to our general skills. And the others would be, what, 2 turns? Pretty much? Yeah. Right, what we'll do then. Depending on what Nashvak does, I would like to try and eliminate his army before we start marching towards Carrick Orland. But all we can really do is just wait and see in the next turn what he does. So Sultan Jaffar can stay there. Over here then we've got Muzdahir ibn al-Abbas. Now he's got a number of units recruited already, and it's going to take 4 turns for us to finish off the flying carpets. The only thing that I'm thinking about, if I'm being honest, is, you know, in the previous battles we've been fighting with Arabian Guards, with Jaffar's army, and the Southland Warriors. Now, no, sorry, the Jaguar Warriors. The Southland Warriors are these ones here, but that's right. Now the thing is that even though these guys do seem relatively okay, I mean, my issue is the fact that, from what I remember, the Arabian Guard have managed to survive not only with more numbers, they've managed to defend themselves extremely well, which is perhaps not surprising, but they've also managed to get a large amount of kills compared to the Jaguar Warriors. So I mean, if I click on this a minute so we can do the comparison, I mean, you can see by hovering over Jaguar champions that the armor and health and leadership are slightly lower in their melee defense, but their combat skills are much better. Yet these guys would get beaten in fights, and these guys don't. Southland Warriors, I mean, again, these guys are better, but I'm wondering, is it worth just getting units of Arabian Guard for our front line instead? I mean, these guys are even worse, they're not worse armor than these guys are, to be honest. Well, even the Jaguar Warriors. The thing is, they cost about the same. You know what? Depending on what happens here, do you think it'd be best if we recruit those other units? So if we click that, these guys will get recruited quite quickly, and we have that. So if we get these, oh yeah, it's just 5 turns. I mean, we're not going to do it through global recruitment because there's 6 turns. But for 1 turn more, we get 3 much better units. I think that's a good trade-off. So we'll leave that as it is. And then, what else we got left? Nadim. Now, Nadim, first of all, let's level you up. What do we have available? Let's just give you a hint of replenishment. Now, I have given it some thought since the end of the last episode, and Nadim really is being wasted over here. I mean, he's exploring Lustria, fantastic, but he's not doing anything of note over here, to be honest. So what I'm thinking instead is we'll send him back in order to go and explore the southern part of the continent. So we can check out the southern jungles here, the northern Red Rivers. We'll be able to scout out what our enemies are doing over here, or our future enemies. But it's going to take him a long time to get over there, so what I'm actually going to do is just disband him. We'll give him a few turns. He'll be available to recruit them back on the mainland. So we'll be able to just send him down then from probably the Elven colonies or something like that. Now, with that... Oh, hello. I forgot about you guys. Nagbud Edbud, level 10. He's got a Great K-Squig as a mount, okay. And it looks like he's going to have a mainly Night Goblin force with Fanatics. Crap. Okay. That might be handy to know. But... Okay. I forgot what expendable was. But, we can upgrade Gorgazan. The only thing is, I don't know how many turns we'll have until this army attacks. It could be next turn, it could be 3 turns from now. I mean, how many long is it going to take to upgrade? 8. You know what, we'll save the money. instead, what we can do, if I remember right, if we go back to our hack, I think we can actually afford the... Yes, we can. We can build the Grand Palace of the Sultan. Very fitting considering Sultan Jaffar's conquests and achievements so far in this campaign. So it's going to cost us a fair bit of money, but it's not like we can't afford it. And look at the bonus as well, 25% extra income from all buildings in the province, which admittedly is not going to be that useful, but it is 3,000 already, boosting that up by, what, nearly an extra 700-800 almost? Yeah, I can work with that. And a 5% bonus everywhere else will be fantastic. We can also upgrade... I can't upgrade that yet. Okay. But what I would like to do is, if I remember right, yeah, excuse me, we have got the Ballista Workshop I want to start building here. And I want to start getting defenses here, just in case we get attacked at our capital. So what I'm thinking, we got plus 10. How much is that due to military? Only 3. Alright then. What I'll do is actually knock the Shisha Den down. Because even if we knock this down, because it's only plus 3 to public order, if we knock that down, and even if we move the army out then, that's only going to knock it down to plus 4. And given that it's at 100% already, I'm quite happy with that. So, I think that's everything we need to do. Let's hit enter. But rather than skip the turn, I'm going to give a bit of an early reveal to you guys. Now, as you guys know... Oh, hang on. Excuse me. Children of Talakwa, I was talking here. Tic-tac-toe, can you not wait a minute to offer me a trade agreement? We'll take it. I mean, it's extra money, I guess. Okay, but anyway, what was I saying? Yeah. So as you may know, I am interested in getting back into Warhammer, with Games Workshop and that. And during the summer, I did buy the Indomitus box set. So what I've decided to do is actually get back and start collecting models properly. And rather than just collect them and things like that, I've decided to try and run a bit of a blog series. Not a vlog, a blog. And just to try and follow in a similar format, I guess, for those of you that follow the White Wolf magazines, the Tale of Fort Warlords. But I thought I'd do it by myself and just share my building collection, the battles I get into with locals and stuff like that, when lockdowns lift and we can actually go out and meet people. That would be nice to try and meet some locals that play the game too. But also be able to share other bits and pieces as well. Now, I was going to make a proper video about this, just to put people in the right direction. But if you are interested in checking it out early... Okay, Tough Nuts, I was talking again, but no, I'm not going to accept your peace treaty. But if you're interested in checking it out anyway, if you go to my channel, and go to the channel banner at the top... Why can I not get 2 minutes to talk? Ugh. Anyway, there is no way we can actually win this fight, so I'm going to go ahead and auto-resolve it. And let's see what they're going to do. Okay, they just want to sack it. That's fine by me. Let me finish now. But yeah, if you go to my channel and go to the channel banner, in the bottom right corner, you normally see links to people's, Patreon and stuff like that. But there is one link there, and that is to my website. Now, it's Rick's website, and it's going to be the basis, hopefully, for a channel website with different bits and pieces, but for the moment, it's got the first blog entry for the Tales of a Warlord, I've decided to call it. I know, original. But it's just going to be following, for the moment, my first army, which I'm going to collect, which is going to be Space Marines. So, yeah, if you're interested, go and check it out. It's very much a work in progress. So, keep an eye on it. It's going to have eventually, I'm hoping to do options for members, so people can comment and things like that, as well as I said, expand it, because I do want to start doing narrative campaigns and things for the channel. So, having a website, which is going to act almost like a wiki, in a way, just to be able to put different commanders or different characters in the narrative stories and role plays and stuff. Yeah, it's very much a very early work in progress. It's early access, I guess you can say. But if you're interested, check it out. But anyway, enough of me talking about the side projects. We've got a battle in front of us. That greenskin army came to attack us, led by Nagbud Edbud. Right. Sorry, Nagbad Edbud. Now, the thing is, that balance bar is very, very uncertain. I reckon we could win this. We can definitely win it if I control it, but I don't know, is it worth auto-resolving and potentially lose the settlement? I mean, I know it, because how many of these? Okay, so only the 2 units are fanatics. Okay, that's good to know. Of course, the archers, squig hoppers, any others? No, although Nagbud himself is wider than Squig, isn't he? Right, let's fight the battle ourselves. Let's see how we do, and see you guys down there. Welcome everyone to the Battle of Gorgazan. Now, as you can see, I've set up my forces in a pretty standard line for me. I've seen it plenty of times. The only exception to it really is that the Shaka slaves, I've made sure to put on the flanks, and in particular 2 units on each side to make sure they're just behind the front line. Hopefully then the goblins are going to attack the main front line I've got, and allow these guys to actually try and flank. Now, bearing in mind, this is a bit of an issue using Shaka slaves, because we've seen before, their stats are terrible. And to give you a bit of a comparison, if I hover over these Shaka slaves, you can get an idea of their stats, right? Now, compare that to Night Goblins, some of the worst units in the game, right? Over here. Melee attack, much better. Melee defense, much better. Armor is the same, these guys are shielded, their leadership is better, everything about Night Goblins are better than the Shaka slaves. But in order to try and do that morale damage, charging into the Werenat, these are going to do relatively okay, so that's my plan for them. Now, not only that, we do have a ton of archers at our disposal, as well as 3 units of Arabian Knights over here, which at the moment is slowly walking through the trees, trying to keep them hidden as much as possible. Now, speaking of hidden, we don't really know where any of the enemy forces at this moment in the actual battle, apart from the 2 units of Squig Hoppers in the back here and their commander, because, well, as you can see, every unit of theirs are hidden, being Night Goblins. But I had a rough idea where they were, so I started bringing my forces to the top of the hill, just so they can actually be in a good position to fire down and have the high ground. But at this point then, we actually know where the enemy is, so Squig Hoppers are going to lead the initial assault. My archers are just going to hammer in and do a ton of damage against them, but they're going to be able to, well, hold off the first assault. Now, while they're doing that though, we can see that their war boss is actually bouncing in on his Squig Hopper, and we're in a moment going to see the fanatics coming out. You can already see the first few coming through my knight regiment right here, and there was another one that was released right between a couple of my units here. So luckily for me though, there they are, before they just disintegrate. Luckily for me though, they actually went through the gap between my units of bowmen here, so they didn't actually hit the bowmen. They killed a couple of the spearmen here, but everything else is quite fine. Now, speaking of my plan with the Shaka slaves, you can see here that I'm getting these guys set up to go and attack these Night Goblin units in the rear, just like I'm planning to do with my Arabian Knights back there. Now, one of them did get caught by the Night Goblins, as you saw, but I've brought these guys in to attack from the rear, enough for us to get them to retreat. And at this point then, we're also getting the slaves into a better position, and over on the right flank we're doing exactly the same thing. We've got a unit of we've got a unit of Shaka slaves that have already come in, and you can see, despite having the advantage here, they only got combat even between them. This unit here, again, these guys are losing decisively, but even the fact they have the advantage, they're doing terrible. The main bonus they have, like I said, is causing that morale damage, which is enough to get this unit to retreat. This one's going to shatter pretty soon because of them being next to an enemy that's retreating. And the whole time this is going on with my front line, we've got my archers firing away, killing every unit behind them. We've caused units like this unit of archers to shatter already just from the sheer amount of firepower we've been able to push in. Now, the only hiccup in this battle was this part here. We did have a unit of spearmen, as you can see here, that was fighting that goblin war boss, and he was able to do enough damage with the unit to cause them to retreat. Now over here, we've got more damage happening thanks to those fanatics. Seems like one of the units didn't let their fanatics off early, even though I only spotted 2 on the campaign map when we actually went through the list of units. So maybe they could release more than one. I don't know. I don't actually use Night Goblins much in battle. But at this point, the battle is pretty much in our favor. You can see my knights are just chasing down enemy units that are very low on their morale. They're about to break and eventually shatter. At this point, the only unit really left is back in the center here. We've got one unit of Night Goblins being attacked on all sides by my Shaka slaves, as well as my spearmen and that. And of course, we've got the war boss surrounded, but managed to do quite a few casualties. 41 men died by his, well, him and his squig. But at this point of the battle, though, victory is mine. We just need to chase down the survivors to kill off as many as possible, and then we can finish the battle. Now, one thing I remembered to do in this battle, which is a very useful tip when you're playing Warhammer 2, is you do not need to kill the entire enemy unit. You just need to kill enough, I think it's about 90% of the units, roughly, in order to make it so when it goes back to the campaign map, they count as having too few numbers to be able to continue. So I was just sending my knights after individual units. Once they got knocked down to something like 16, 15 units, we just sent them off on another one, and we're able to very quickly get enough kills for us to make sure a lot of their units die back on the campaign map. But we're going to be taking a couple extra minutes to actually do this, and you guys don't need to see that. So see you guys back on the campaign map. So there we have it, a decisive victory in our defense of... Christ, I can't even remember the name of the place now. Anyway, I did notice, though, that the commander's name was Yasin Baba, which makes me think that he's related to my hero in some way, and it's my headcanon for this. But anyway, we got a decisive victory. We wiped down nearly the entire enemy incursion, a couple of units, so we may be facing a second attack, but to be honest, we can deal with that easily. I'm going to go and pardon the captives, or sell the slaves into a more interested buyer. That way then we can get a bit of extra cash from them. But yeah, looks like they picked up an orc commander, but that's fine, that's fine. Now see, Gorashak by... I keep wanting to say bite-biter, and that doesn't sound right. Backbiter. Right. Ooh, Shadow Warriors were defeated. Right. He has force marched. Is he close enough? He is just in range for us to attack. And this could be an opportunity to wipe him out and deal a real big blow to what's left of the top knots. So let's go down and see if we can... Well, it should be a fairly easy fight. The biggest one was here, and he was the sliding factor in that. Oh, Christ, yeah. Okay. One auto resolve, nice and easy. There we go. I'm going to sell the slaves into captivity again. There we go. And we picked up the Wailing Banner. Now that actually could be quite useful, especially given the fact that it causes terror. And we do have quite a few units in our army that cause terror already, especially the elephants. But it might be better though to give it to Arabas up here to the top. Let's check him out in a minute. But he has now got 3 turns to replenish. That will be more than enough time for us to march over towards Karagorand. So if we come here, I think we should be able to move into range if we can pick somewhere along here, like there maybe? Yeah, we'll have enough time to replenish back up to full strength and be able to attack Karagorand. I think that after this turn, though, I will skip forward a little bit, just so we can get our troops recruited and get everything ready for us to have a bit more gameplay, because otherwise I'm just going to be skipping ahead quite quickly. But you are still doing whatever you do. Saif Baba, that's you. Your younger brother, your cousin, whatever, did an extremely good job at Gorgazan, isn't it? Yeah, Gorgazan. Why did I just remember the name now and forgot about it earlier? Anyway, we got 21,000 to play with, so let's have a look. What can we upgrade? Well, I'm quite happy to upgrade this, now that I know that I'm going to keep it. We can repair Anarch. Okay, especially now that we've dealt with Backbiter. Now, is there anything else we want to upgrade? Here at our hack, let's get started with the Ballista Workshop and our defenses, like so. I want to upgrade the University Hospital so we can research that technology. And we've got enough... Is there anything we want to upgrade elsewhere? Sudenburg is 1 turn away. Let's get the slave market built. Wizard Caliph's Palace is 2 turns away from being upgraded. Okay, I can live with that. Is there anything else? Springs of Eternal Life? Sure, let's get that. And we'll build that at the Soul Plane too. There we go. That looks good. Right. What I'm going to do now is skip forward a couple of turns unless something pops up. Just enough for us to get into position ready to attack Carrick Orans, or to see if there's any future development with the Warcraft dynasty that we can take advantage of. So, see you guys in a few turns. Right then guys, here we are a few turns ahead, and this has made things quite interesting. I managed to get Sultan Jaffar within marching range of Carrick Orans. And I set up an ambush just in case because I saw there was a big army being recruited up there. And Scafag has walked right into it. So that's one fight dealt with, nice and quick. And the entire army has been wiped out, fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and sell the captives once more, get a fair bit of cash out of it. Can't believe though, they've still got a bit of an advantage on the balance bar. Their entire army has been wiped out. The only thing they've got left is one goblin war boss raiding my territory at the moment, and the settlement itself. Yet they still apparently have a bit of an advantage. I can't believe that. But anyway, we managed to pick up Abductor. That's fantastic. We've got Sour, the only army I can see apart from the one outside the settlement to deal with. We picked up all of these. Thank you very much. Right. We have now finished recruiting with Alabas as well, so I'm going to get him into position to start marching down towards the Black Tower. If we force march, we do have military access with the Prospectors, so that will help things out a bit. But I think these guys are still hanging on in there, but I don't really want to start the fight yet. I would love to see them a bit weakened first, but we'll have to just keep an eye on them for the moment. Baba has been doing an excellent job here. Success chance. Oh yeah, because I wounded another character. I keep forgetting that he gets that minus 50 after he wounds a character. Ugh. Anyway, Carrick Orand, you do have the guard post, and so you're going to have the tough garrison, a few savage orc units, but I think we should be fine. Let's go and attack the settlement. Again, balance bar in my favour. We might lose a unit though if I auto-resolve this, but again, there's no real need to fight it with that much of an advantage. Oh well, we did come close, but that's okay. They did outnumber us, again, nearly 3-1. Over 3-1 actually. Fair dues. Right, we will go ahead then and occupy it. Go and do that. And so the only thing they got left is Sour here, who's actually picked up a couple of units. Interesting. And there's me thinking he was all by himself. But we shall keep these. Allow them to actually get a couple of turns now to replenish, and I'll probably skip ahead a few turns for the start of the next episode. But you can do that. Baba now can continue making his way down towards the Ragnaros Tribe, so we can have a look to see what they've got. From what I can tell during the end turns phases, all their armies are basically just like this, mainly goblins. Although I don't know... Oh, why, yeah, I didn't see this. I saw that there was some territory missing from here, but I didn't check. Looks like the Bowmen of Orion happen to be nearby. Interesting. I do wonder, maybe because their camp is here, maybe they actually came through Karakazorn and went up that way? Maybe. Right, but we also got 28, nearly 29,000 to spend, so let's quickly spend that before we hit the end turn and end the episode. So Qatar has finished upgrading, we can go ahead. I think here... To be honest, I think what I'm going to do is demolish that and swap it around for these, because these seem much, much better. So let's get the excavation of Far's pyramid being built right now. I will see about getting defenses, but I want to see if there's any other buildings I want to get. So we're okay for these. I might just get this, though, just for the increased research rates. Yeah, we'll get that, grab that. And again, we'll maybe upgrade the walls in just a minute. Anarch, we need to get... Oh, hello. What's this here? The restored Crusader fortress of Anarch. Okay. Adds walls to the settlement. That looks really good. I mean, especially combining it then with this. I mean, this will add walls anyway, but the rest of the bonuses are pretty good. The only thing is, I don't know whether or not our characters count as Empire Captains or Paladins to get that extra bonus to recruitment rank. But that could work. I might get my hands on it. For the moment, though, let's just get some basic defenses. Oops, excuse me. Right, what else? Over here, we're one turn away now from finishing the Grand Palace. We could upgrade the ports, or even build the walls again. Studenberg's fine, Alcambad's fine. We're 3 turns away from finishing that being upgraded. I mean, I might as well just build them on defenses. We want to make sure, although, we could go shopping. Now, during the turns I skipped, I did buy this item here, the Magic Lantern, because it gives whoever's got it not only a magic spell, it seems, the Curse of the Jinn, to reduce enemy armor, but it also allows me to summon a Serpent Jinn, just like we can with Sultan Jaffar. So to me, I think that's a really useful spell to have. But some of these other ones, I think we talked about it before, like here, the Glimmering Monkey Paw, reducing the melee defense of the entire army, but increases their charge bonus massively. Or the Gilded Finger, which gives us final transmutation. Increased all provinces to get 50% extra income, but my upkeep goes up massively. I mean, that could be useful if you give your characters all that skill that reduces your maintenance, but I don't know about that. A lot of these do seem a bit cool, with a bit, a bit of character. But for the moment, I would like to see what was the expensive ones over here, for example. Twilight Mirror Shard. Summons a unit of Chaos Spawn, really? Huh. Vermintide, if we wanted to cast that and get Clan Rats. I think I'm going to get my hands on a Twilight Mirror Shard. That could be an interesting item to give to my second army. Because I've already given that Magic Lantern to them, so if I get them my hands here a minute. I think Assem here didn't get any items. No, he hasn't. Oh, let's just give you a bunch of these quickly. Give you a Scribe. Just reduce that. Yeah, we'll go for that and go for that. And then let's have a look. We'll give you the Armor of Fortune, a Sword of Strife, or better yet, maybe Warrior Bane. I shall give you an Obsidian Trinket, and I'll give you the Twilight Mirror Shard. There we go. And then we can upgrade Hashim Abul al-Mustafa, if that's how you say it. I don't know if I'm going to give him an elephant this time. It might be a bit different and give him a warhorse eventually. For the moment, though, we will give you full plate armor, increase your armor values a bit. Right. Any more upgrades we want to do? Soul Plane, maybe. We have finished that now, so I'll have to go and do the research quick. Let's just make sure Kofa is secure. Now, I have started the study of the Divine, so eventually we can move to Academia and Golden Age. But... oh, hello. Oh yeah, we do need to get our hands on the Portal of Twilight eventually. I will see about recruiting that next, but I want to get... where was it? Over here. The Kitab at-Tasrif. The Encyclopedia of Media medical texts that will serve our people for eons. Extra replenishment way for all armies is quite useful, and it's only going to take 3 turns. So we're going to get our hands on that. And then let's hit enter. And assuming nothing bad happens, we will bring the episode to an end then. Okay then, we're going to end things here then. So next episode, I'm going to be skipping forward a couple of turns, just enough for us to get Jaffar's army back up to full strength, and then we'll continue our conquest through the mountains. So the next faction is going to face our wrath is the Ragnaros Tribe. Then it looks like we will be fighting the Bowmen of Orion then eventually, as well as the Dwarves of Carrick-Zorn. Once we've dealt with these, I will probably end up having to come out towards Orion's camp just so we can burn it down or occupy it ourselves, rather than allow them to have free reign down here in the south. And then what I'm thinking of then is that we'll push up then, if needed, back up towards the Black Pyramid and the Black Tower. Although we'll keep an eye out for a good opportunity during those turns with Alabaster's army. If we get an opportunity to go and attack these guys, that would be fantastic. We don't particularly want to fight them right now while they heavily outnumber us. And don't forget, we don't have the ability to do lightning strikes yet. But that's what I'm thinking we'll do with these guys. And then we'll continue as well upgrading our settlements. We're already getting a ton of money now. Is the building done? Yeah, the Sultan's Palace has been done, which is increasing our tax rate quite a bit. I'm happy with that. But yeah, we'll take things from there then. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and that you do join me next time, of course, for some more Warhammer. Hope you as well that you do check out my little blog. Like I said, it's very early, work in progress, but I'm hoping to develop it over time. Otherwise, take care everybody, stay safe, and goodbye for now.